options for demo recording. There are a lot. It depends really kind of your style of music, access to equipment, who's around you, who your friends are. Maybe somebody has recording devices, whatever the method of obtaining the means to record a demo. If you're an aspiring artist, you figure out one way or another. A few good examples. If you're a more acoustic-leaning singer-songwriter, maybe you're a piano player and a vocalist, you're a guitarist, an iPhone, you could start there. A field recorder, a very simple, one mic setup could also work into any sort of recording device. Then you can play, you can sing, you're getting the idea out. It's a demo, right? It doesn't need to be perfect. That's one example. If you're an electronic musician, a dance music producer, a hip hop producer, I think more often than not, you're actually starting your demo in maybe the DAW or the device that you might end up finishing it on. Maybe you make beats on an MPC or some other sampler workstation like that, and you can sequence a little bit in it. So you get a whole beat idea going in the device that you might dump into maybe a DAW or something like that to finish it later. So kind of the root function is maintained from start to finish there, from demo on. Maybe if you're a live dance music producer where you're using a lot of hardware, you're also kind of doing the same thing where you're selecting the instruments to start and then proceeding from there, where the demo might not be that far off from the finished product. Maybe it's just a matter of mixing it at that point. There are a lot of ways. There are really a lot of ways, and there's so much technology. There are just eras and eras upon eras of different recording technology at this point. There are cassette decks, there are ADAT machines from back in, a couple decades ago when people were using a lot of those sampler workstations in commercial studios. It's really easy to get this done. And ultimately, kind of these days, it really all boils down to most people have access to some kind of computer device or a tablet, and there's so many DAWs available. They're the industry standard ones. There's Ableton, Pro Tools, Logic, but there's also more freeware accessible versions of DAWs that you can get going on. I used to use this one called Soundtrap back in the day with some students. There's really a lot of access to this sort of technology right now. If you're serious about getting your ideas down, starting to become a musical artist, maybe you're a singer-songwriter, maybe you're an electronic musician, everything in between. Maybe you're a band that just needs to record in a room while you're rehearsing. There are just kind of endless options. And you just need to find one and stick with it long enough to figure out the workflow technically. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's a demo after all. You're just trying to get that core initial idea out there and see what you can do with it. So those are a few options, few ideas for demo recording. Don't beat yourself up. You just got to get going, got to start somehow. I think if you're a musician to begin with, you're pretty understanding of some kind of recording device that will work for your wheelhouse. So the options are wide open. Then it's up for you to decide and kind of run with it a bit until you get some songs out that you're enjoying, and then you see what's next. So those are some options for demo recording. This next lesson, we'll talk about a little bit of the difference between acoustic and electronic music and how the demo process might differ, and I'll play you a couple more examples.